And the day you manage to cook Indomie, you would expect your wife to sing, "The Emperor, the Conqueror, the Champion is here." Uzobu, zobu, eyi ba eyi. Bros, nobody is going to sing that to you. So hello guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, your girl Barrister Neze Peperempe, and this is Neze Peperempe. I know from the title and perhaps the thumbnail of this video, some of you would have clicked wondering, Neze, what is it again? You have started looking for trouble. How many seconds have you spent abroad that you have started telling our husbands not to come? We are ready for you in this video. Calm your nerves. Calm your nerves, Ogini. In this video, we are going to be breaking tables. You guys know that I speak nothing but the truth, nothing but the facts. So if you are someone that does not like hearing the truth, this channel is not for you, because I am going to give it to you bus. So I have said, African men, do not join your wives abroad. And I want this video to be very, very interactive down in the comment section. If you have lived abroad, as I am hitting my points one by one, please be dropping in the comment section which of them you agree to and which of them you do not agree to. So let us dive right into this video. When I say African men, do not come abroad, or do not follow your family abroad, do not join your wife abroad, do not relocate, do not come to Canada, do not go to the UK, remain put in Nigeria. I mean with an except, with a clause. Except. We are going to be hitting it, except. Let's start with the first point. African men, Nigerian men, do not relocate abroad except you are domestic and you have decided to be willing and able to take on domestic task. This whole thing stems from culture, upbringing, perception of gender roles. When we were younger, we were taught to believe that the woman's place is in the kitchen. The woman is the homemaker, while the man fends, the man provides. So many mothers and grandmothers, our mommies, are you listening? No insults to you, but some of you did not try in this respect. So many mothers have inculcated in their sons that it is not a man's responsibility to tidy. It is not a man's responsibility to cook. It is not a man's responsibility to be domestic and engage in house chores. Many of us grew up seeing our fathers in the parlor watching television, watching news, watching soccer, reading newspaper, while mommy cooked and cleaned. Those are the traditional roles, and that can work. But what makes you different? What makes you an intelligent human being? What makes your adaptability ratio up there very high is your ability to understand the peculiarities of your environment and adapt to it. Am I communicating? In Nigeria, such modus operandi, such method of operation is practicable. We have cheap labor in Nigeria. Your tap is leaking, call Akim at the junction will fix it for 2,000 naira. You need to go to the market, but you're at home with children. Shola, Ngozi, Adeze, Shola, go to the market and buy me this. Your mechanic that came to check your car, you send him to go and buy fuel for you and wash the car for you. You can easily access help. You have two house helps. When I was in Nigeria, I had two helps, and I had my mother-in-law there helping me most times. So I had 3 people. Now you have come to a dispensation, you have come to an environment where not only you waka come. Hey, brossy, she you hear me so. Not only you waka come, as little as help to make eba, as little as there's a stain on the wall, if you do not clean that stain will be looking at you for 1 year. Nobody will do it. There is no help. It is just you and your wife. So if you are an intelligent person, if you're a man that knows something, you would know that the way you operate in Nigeria cannot be the way you would operate here. See here, my findings, I've done it. I'm someone that likes to read and research. I like to Google abstracts. I like to study people's real life. I'm very inquisitive, okay? And you get a lot of knowledge when you're inquisitive. I have discovered that the major cause of marriage breakdown, divorces abroad, is not infidelity. The two major causes of issues and strains in marriage is money and finances, as well as domestic compatibility, if I can put it that way. You are abroad with no help. The cooking, cleaning, tidying, taking care of the children, homework, school runs, running up and down, driving up and down is left for you and your wife to do. And you find yourself unable to contribute. I don't want to call it help, because help is a wrong term, is a very wrong word. Because when you feel you are helping somebody, you start to have an exaggerated expectation of appreciation. Any little thing you do, you expect them to lie down and thank you. You are not helping. Both of you are collectively executing your responsibilities as parents. It is not a one-person job. So when you come from Nigeria or Africa and you import that mentality that it is not your job to hold children, it is not your job to clean, and the day you manage to cook Indomie, you would expect your wife to sing "The Emperor, the Conqueror, the Champion is here." Uzobu, zobu, eyi. Bros, nobody is going to sing that to you. I'm not saying that your wife cannot appreciate you. You guys have to keep appreciating, encouraging, and strengthening each other all the time. But you cannot feel like it is your wife's job to do everything. And you sit down at home pressing your phone. Your wife is upstairs, she's bathing the children, tidying the house. Instead of you to enter the kitchen and see how you can whoop up dinner, anything at all, even if it's Indomie, you sit down in the parlor watching television, waiting for her to come and cook again. My dear brother, you would have issues. So if you're that kind of person that cannot adapt to your new reality and understand that there are no house helps here, it is not the same with what you are used to. If you are not willing to blend in and change and understand that it is you and your wife against the world, for your marriage to survive, for your family to work, there has to be cooperation and not competition. Gender roles must be minimalized to the barest minimum. You need to understand that anybody, according to schedule and convenience, can take up any role and do it. If you're not willing to adapt that way, you are going to have issues here. And it's better for you to sit down where you are. Number 2, Team Fresh Food. Where are you? Team Fresh Food. Ladies, listen to this video very well. If you want your husband to hear it, and you know that if you send this link to him, he will not listen, just go beside him and start playing this video. Tell him Barrister Neze said so. Let him come. I am in my house. Let him come and beat me. I am going to break all the tables today. Woto Woto is your name today on my channel. Go beside him and play it. Team Fresh Food. I don't even understand that degree of ara. Because most times these men that end up, I don't want to call it enslave, because I don't want to offend some women that have already accepted that. But these men that come up with this idea of eating fresh food every day, come, make I ask you, your mama they cook fresh food for you when you never marry, or when you go to work, when you travel, the hotels they serve you fresh food. When you were a bachelor living on your own, they cook fresh food every day. So when did this idea of fresh food every day, you subject someone's daughter to be in the kitchen, kitchen, cooking every day? Do you know that there are sometimes that a woman does not feel like cooking? Those that there are sometimes you don't feel like doing some things as a human being. Do you know that? Now some women, I don't blame the men, no. A lot depends on foundation. Ladies, am I communicating? Anything that you cannot accept, you cannot sustain long time, please do not start it at the beginning of the marriage. When you marry a man and the man say, honey, I like fresh food, you tell him, uncle, lekwamo, see my hand, I raise hand up. Oh. I know fit. I'm going to be making good food for you. Nice meals, variety. Man, you see that one that every day I'll go to the market looking for fresh leaf to cook fresh soup every day. Uncle, he go hard though. I cannot fit. You have to adjust. Don't be rude or don't fight though. But express yourself politely and lay the foundation that would form the basis of your marriage, because you cannot change halfway. If you make the man get used to it halfway, there will be problem. It's just like me now. Anything that has to do with car, I don't touch. What I know is I own my car and I zoom off. Sometimes tire go dey flat, I go dey drive, they go. Nothing concern Agboro with overload. It's my husband that does all that. That is the way we started the marriage, down to fueling the car. So you can imagine tomorrow, 10 years after the marriage, he now comes and tells me, baby, you have to be checking the radiator. You have to be checking the combustion. You have to be checking. I'll be like, uncle, from where to where? I cannot fit, because that is how the marriage started. Bam. So if you know that you don't have power to sustain Team Fresh Food for 30 years of your life, please, at the beginning of the marriage, politely and make it clear that it's too difficult for you to do. That please, okay, Oma, no vex. Back to the point. If you are one of those men that Team Fresh Food, you have already subjected your wife in Nigeria to be cooking every day. If food enter freezer, you cannot eat it. Oh, good. Some people still they chop food from last year's summer. Food that was stored in the freezer during winter of 2021 are being consumed in 2024 with pleasure. It go hard you. African men, Nigerian men, it is either you adjust and understand that here, Team Fresh Food might not work. Your wife might cook stew like this, 6 months stew, and load it inside container. Stress levels are high. Don't push anybody's child to depression. You have to understand that there's some normalcies back home that become abnormalcy over here. The sooner you understand that, the better your coping mechanism will be. Because it is not easy as an adult for things to suddenly change for you. But when you have mentally prepared yourself, you won't fall into depression. If you have that same expectation of how things should be back home, for it to operate here, you would drive yourself into depression, because you would feel like your husband is no more loving you, your wife is no more respecting you, they have enslaved you, they have turned you to houseboy. Nobody turned you to houseboy, Oga. Nobody is enslaving you, madam. This is reality. You cannot eat your cake and have it. You want to come to a functional system where they don't take lights, where the road is good, where the children are enjoying medical and school, and you don't know that you cannot have your bread buttered on both sides. You have to take the good with the bad. You have to take the merits with the demerits. And one of the demerits of living here as a typical Odogun African man is that you must be domesticated. Your wife cannot be cooking fresh food for you every day. There is no market beside. There is no Okon or Nike or Chinelo that will rush to the market and go and buy Oha. If you want to drive to the next store, you can drive the next 15 minutes. It is not practicable. So if you want to relocate, start cleansing your mind, purifying your mind, embracing your new reality. Fresh food culture, throw it out of the window, because Oga work. Oga work. Women, people are smiling now. I will do our own. I know when we do our own yakpa, because we are worse. I will open our bottom. Our bum. I will open it. Yes. So as I'm talking about the men, be laughing and be giggling, be chuckling, be smiling. I will do the reverse of this video. Women, African women. So just be listening now, because our own is coming. Okay? Let us go to number 3. Woman beaters. Men that cannot control their tempers at home. I add at home. I added it on purpose. Because many of these men that beat women, if you see them at the place of work, in fact, so many women that have suffered domestic violence, when they tell their stories outside, they are usually doubted. Because these men are the most loving and charismatic and fun and jovial in public eyes. It's just like stingy men that don't give their wives money. Hey, if you see the way they spray money in functions, Odogu, Emperor, Conqueror, Hane, they'll be spraying money, but in the house, their wives know they see their money. So most times, these men, the personality they portray outside is very different from what they truly are inside. So ask yourself as a man, if you are so tolerant to tolerate your boss's backlash, Some of you have female bosses. The woman will stand you in her office and water you down, insult you from head to toe. And you say, yes, ma. You don't lose your temper. Meaning what? You can control your temper. Anybody that tells you that tempers cannot be controlled is a big liar. Because if tempers cannot be controlled, the way you will lose it at home is the way you will lose it in the office, is the way you will lose it on the streets, because it's out of control. But if you can exercise discretion at a particular place, you can exercise discretion everywhere. It's about self-control. So men that beat their wives, this place is not for you. If not, prison na your name. You will go to prison. This is not Africa that you will beat your wife, you give her black eyes, you will go to police station. They'll tell you it's a family matter. You use 10,000 naira and bail yourself out and go and beat her the next day. Bros, it is not a family matter here. It is a community matter. It is a federal case. Domestic violence is taken very seriously. So you better repent. Ask your wife for forgiveness. If there's any resentment your wife is holding against you, resolve it. Because sometimes when these women come here and change and you start complaining, she has changed, she is not like this in Nigeria, it's not because of she has changed per se, it's because of the years of anger, years of bitterness that she has been saving, unforgiveness, because of how you maltreated her in Africa, because she didn't have a choice. Even if you tell her mother will tell her, it is raining everywhere, men cheat everywhere, men beat everywhere. Just keep your mouth shut, manage your husband, don't talk when he's talking. It is you that will be advising, instead of them to advise the bitter. It is you that will take advice. Here is not like that. They will send you out of the house. Olokpa will send you commands. In fact, if there's a domestic violence report and the police arrives, the first thing, the first presumption is the man. Oh yeah, they'll ask you, uncle, go out first. They'll send you out of your house. And that's how people lose their marriage. So if you have any bitterness in your marriage, you always beat your wife, apologize to her. Beg her, let her forgive you, and don't do it again. In fact, stop it from Nigeria. But you are angry, lower. But you are angry, docile. It doesn't work here. You would legitimately go to prison. And when you come out of prison, of course, the marriage is already ruined. You can't come back home and start saying lovey, lovey. The marriage is already tainted. That is how children, single parenting will begin. Is that what you want? Control your temper, man. If you cannot control your temper, if you're the one that flares up, not even wife or children, some men, any little thing, they've slapped their children, they're violent in general, this place is not for you. Stay back. The next point, African men, do not come to Canada. Do not come abroad. Do not join your wife. In fact, if people are in the pool, go and liquidate your express entry profile, cancel it and say, don't worry, we die in this Nigeria. We pin here, me and Tinubu, now we get this Nigeria. Do not come abroad if you are highly extroverted. No, they look for us, we know their house. Come on, play it for me.
Them outside, we know their house. No, they look for us, we know their house.
There are some men, after work, instead of them to go home to the loving bosom of their wives, they will remain outside and then sneak in like thief in the night by 1 a.m. Some say it is because the women give the man trouble, they nag, they are problematic. We'll address that maybe during the women's version, but for now, I'm just telling you, this place is not for you. If you are that man that is extremely extroverted, from one friend to another, to one bar, to one club, to one day, if unwanted pregnancy or disease, fear. This place is not for you. One, the environment does not permit it. It's not the one that you walk down the road, you see Mama Calabar. You walk down the road, you see Mama Obasi, pepper soup and unkwabi joints. Roasted fish is going on here. Here, the outside life is not that much. Here, the night life almost does not exist. After work, you will be rushing home to go and start your homely responsibilities. Your wife is waiting for you, waiting to be relieved. She's looking at the window, waiting for you to come and help her, even if it's to hold baby. For those that have new babies, so she can get her sanity before she loses her mind. So, if you're married here, you join your wife here, after work, you can't come home. You start roaming around, driving around. You will have problems with your wife. Because back in Nigeria, your wife would have a maid that can help her. Your wife will have a help that will hold the baby for her while she bathes. But here, it's possible for her to be busy from morning till night. You come out from work and miss her, she has not bathed. She's not lazy, she's not dirty. Now walk. Work. Now, apart from that impacting your marriage negatively, if you're not the type that comes home because your wife will perpetually be upset with you and unhappy with you. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that once in a while you cannot go out with your friends. So, by all means, go. Now, in fact, sometimes people should go rotate it. Keep the home down. Let your wife go out with her friends. It helps. So, because you know the hard person to enter depression here. You know the hard person. So once in a while, you need to give yourselves that space. Go out, let fresh air, wind touch your head and come back. It is allowed. I'm talking about extremities. More often than not, every night from work, you go to this place, to that place, you abandon your wife and children in the house. Don't come. Secondly, the opportunity will not even avail itself. Is it during the 6 months of winter when the weather is at 40 degrees, minus 40 degrees, that you want to start roaming around? You can't. So if that is your lifestyle, you will find yourself angry and depressed because there's no opportunity for you to continue that life here abroad. You like to roam around. You like to carry small girls from university. Over here, saying hello to someone that doesn't want to say hello to you can land you in prison. Any small thing as sexual assault here. Any small thing as sexual abuse here. So if you're the kind of man that cannot keep his kokoro inside the yard, you cannot keep your kokoro inside the locker room, you're going to have problems here because you will enter trouble. We see videos of Nigerian people, videos of people all across the world that relocate to a new country and in 2 weeks they have caught them for a sexual assault because of the sexual irresponsibility and immorality that they are used to in their country where they are coming from. Over here they are strict. You don't say hello to people anyhow. That's why I said that it is not even infidelity that is the major cause of problems abroad. Because first, before you think about how to go and approach someone that you don't know, and the person will report to you, or it's not like in Nigeria, and it's so accessible, you can be driving, hello. The girl will come, say, enter. What's your name? After work, you drive towards a Nigerian university. You see children, yoko. You pick the ones 17 years, 18 years. Nobody's disturbing you. Over here, if you try it, you will hear me. So if you're not a disciplined man, if you're a man that likes to feggery, roaming around, misbehaving, this place is not for you. Stay home. And last but not the least, dear African men, dear Nigerian men, do not come to Canada, do not come to UK, do not travel, do not relocate if you do not want to parent. Parenting. In Nigeria or in many African countries, there are some men that their children, they don't know their children's class. They don't know their children's date of birth. They don't know their children's size. They don't know anything about their children. Passive parenting. Now my wife, no. Now my wife, they do that one. Waiting concern me. Now my wife. Uncle, over here, now both of you now. It is both of you. It is both of you. And that's the beauty of it, because you then tend to understand your children and raise them by yourself. Back home, many men leave their wives and house helps to raise their children. All they know is to bring money. Bringing money is important, but it's not the ultimate over here. Everybody, it is a joint effort. So you might find yourself doing school runs, attending PTA, taking children swimming, taking them for their club, taking them for their lessons. You are very involved with the children. You will change diaper. You will change diaper. There's some men, they have 4 children, but they don't know the front and back of diaper. Over here, your wife might be out and the child would stain himself. Will you say you can't clean him? There's no house help to do it for you. That's what I'm trying to explain. It is just you. So you need to open your mind to understand that you must be involved in the children's day-to-day lives. They invite parents to come and watch their children's coloring expedition. Your wife is working and you are free that day. Uncle, you will go there and sit down on the floor and start painting. You will say, "Chai, Odogu like me, red cap chief like me, Nze like me, see me on the floor painting with kindergarten students." That is the new reality. And there is absolutely nothing to feel bad and ashamed of. It's about the mind. Prepare your mind. Prepare your mind. You have to be mentally tough. When I talk about mental toughness, some people don't understand. Some people wonder why I'm here in Canada and I'm still smiling, I'm still being productive. Last month, which was my most difficult month since I was born, when I moved to Canada, no house, hopping from one Airbnb to another, it was so difficult, buying things, getting a new house, and going to school. Oh yes, I'm going to school. I go to school, I attend lectures from 5 o'clock to 8, 9 every day, Monday to Friday. And I'm still running my 2 YouTube channels. I have 4 children, including a new baby that will not let me breathe, a breastfeeding baby. How am I able to combine these things? I have mentally prepared for my new reality. I'm coming from a place where I had 2 house helps and my mother-in-law almost living with me to a place where I am alone, no help, of course, apart from my husband, who thankfully is fantastic domestically. If I do not mentally toughen myself to adapt to my new reality, sorry na my name, I'll be crying here every day. I will not be productive. But you see that last month that was my most challenging month, that was the month that I was most successful on YouTube. In terms of growth, earnings, number of video published, everything. I have never experienced that kind of success that I experienced last month in the whole of my career on YouTube. So you have to mentally prepare yourself. If not, when you come here, it's going to be quarrel, fight. And before you know it, the love in the marriage will be lost. The sweetness in the marriage will be lost. You guys will start loathing and resenting yourself. You'll start seeing her as a woman that does not respect you, and she'll start seeing you as a senseless man that does not want to help. And she'll start seeing you as a boss. A man that wants to lord her, a man that does not want to understand and appreciate the new reality, a lazy man. And before you know it, the divorce will happen. When they ask you what happened, you won't even know what to explain because you don't even know how it started. Then you tell me it's irreconcilable differences. What was the differences? You don't even know. It is the everyday accumulation of fights and quarrels, needless fights and quarrels that can be averted if both of you come together as a partner to make this thing work. My diasporan moms, are you feeling me? Be dropping in the comment section if what I'm saying is making sense. Drop it in the comment section. Drop your experiences. Let us know how it is for you, how it was for you, and the advice that you can give new couples, new African men coming into Canada or coming abroad, relocating abroad. How can they cope? How can they adjust? What can they do and avoid doing? We need to hear this. We need to talk about it. We need to read about it. We need to know it. Drop in the comment section. Let us share our thoughts and opinions. Guys, a wonderful, blissful marriage is very possible, and it takes the both of you. You must be willing to learn, unlearn, and relearn. If you stand and insist on what used to be and you want to apply it here, crises and conflicts abound. It must happen, and before you know it, you start feeling disrespected. Your family in Nigeria will start getting the vibes and they complain that your wife, because she has started making money, and because she is a nurse, and because she has come abroad, she is now turning you to houseboy. She is enslaving you. She has turned you to wash plates. See your hands. So guys, oh my god, I really talked to this video. Oh my god. Anyways, everything that I said is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the absolute truth. Okay, so you can choose to argue with your key parts, or you can understand the sense that I'm trying to make and take heed. Finally, this video has come to an end. If you took something, if you learned something, if you have something to add, if you want to contribute to it, if there's something that you do not agree with, drop in the comment section. And the woman's version is coming very soon, so stay glued, because we women, open your ears. We have a lot to talk about. You know us now. You know me and I know you. We are going to talk about ourselves very soon. So guys, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, turn on your bell notifications, give this video a big thumbs up, drop all your comments down in the comment section, and stay glued because we have so much more coming your way. It's me, your girl, very soon, Neze Peperepe, and this is Neze Peperepe. I'll see you guys in my next video. For now, bye.